I'm Madison, and I was first introduced to Posh about 2.5 years ago when I was staying at an Airbnb. Actually, so happened to be Stephanie's Airbnb, which is funny. And the host left me some samples to try, and it just had like a note that was like, "You deserve to be pampered. Spend some time for you." And so I had just finished a 3-week road trip. This was our last stop, and I was like, "Yes, I love pampering. I love, treating myself." So I was like, I'm going to make a little spa here. So I tried a hand cream and a face mask, and I was like, whoa, this stuff is so different than anything I've ever tried. So, it smells amazing. Like, the names of the products are so cute. They just make you feel good. And I'm not a lotion person. Like, I hate lotion. And I was like, tried this hand cream and I was like, whoa, this like doesn't make my hands feel gross. It doesn't make me like feel ugh. And I was just like, wow, this just is totally different. And something just like inside of me was like lit on fire. So I came home from this trip and I was so excited about the products, and I was just still thinking about them. So like months went by and I was still thinking about this hand cream. And I had asked for some samples, and so I have taken them. And then in the meantime, a lot of my life transitioned. So I moved from Orlando to Iowa, to the middle of nowhere in Iowa. And I started working a new job. I was working 3 p.m. to 3 a.m., which was really different for me. I was still am taking classes for my master's degree, and I was planning a wedding that was 6 months away, and I was busy, like busy. And I was still thinking about these samples, and I was like, I need products. Like, how do I get these in my life? So I reached back out to this Airbnb lady because I literally was like on Facebook, like, who knows what Posh is, and barely got in. Like, I got one response, and then she never like came to fruition. So here I am on the Airbnb app, like asking this Airbnb lady questions, and 1,000 questions. I was like, okay, so, like, how does this work? How do I get this? And she ended up being a top leader in the company. She was also an introvert. She was really busy. And I thought, you know what? Like, if she can do this, I can do this. But I was like, but I'm way too busy. Like, I'm planning my wedding. Like, I'm just going to school. Like, I'm way too busy for this. Like, I can't do it. And she was like, well, I'll just tell you that usually the people who are the most successful are people who are busy, because they're able to prioritize their lives and, work their schedules. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, yeah, but I'm not really like a salesperson. Like, I don't really like to be that person that's on Facebook, just kind of like DMing their friends. And she was like, well, that's good, because we're not really looking for that. We're looking for nice people. And I was like, well, I'm nice. I think. And then I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, well, I'm an achiever and I'm very competitive. And I was like, I'm just really scared I'm gonna fail. Like, I know a lot of people who join direct sales are just like, they just join and then nothing ever happens. And I just don't, I'll be embarrassed and I'll just be like really scared, and I don't wanna fail. And she was like, okay, well, at a minimum, you just get all of your stuff for 20% cash back, and that's it. Like, that's what happens. There's no minimums. There's no quotas. There's no, it's just like you get 20% or more off on your orders, like cash back. And I was like, okay, I could dig that. I could dig that. It's like going to Target and then them being like, oh yeah, if you shop at Target, you just get 20% back on all your orders, like every time you shop there. And I was like, well, that's a no-brainer. So even if like I never sold anything, just for me, I was helping myself. So I was intrigued, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what my now husband thinks. And I was like, he's gonna think this is really dumb. Like, he's not gonna be about this. And we chatted about it, and he was like, I could see this being good for you. Like I said, I just moved to a new town. So he thought, wow, this would be a great way for you to meet new people. And then he was like, maybe this could help us get out of debt. Cause that was definitely, that's a big thing for us. So I went ahead and I joined, and I'm so glad that I did, because it's just been an amazing, amazing journey. So 6 months later, I went to my first Posh event. It was actually in Chicago, and I walked in, and it was just like, it was like so many happy women. They were smiling. It was so exciting, and everybody was like being cheered for. Like even me, I was being cheered for. And I mean, I certainly wasn't being cheered for at my job, like where I was working 12 hours a day, like slaving. So I was like, this is cool. I like being cheered for. And then like these women were just like up on stage, and they were claiming to make like incomes, like big incomes, 6-figure incomes. And I was like, hold up. These people can just do this poshing stuff and like make 6 figures. This is crazy. This is like a scam, or like, this is just like, why isn't everybody doing this? And so I was like, okay, like what can I do? So there at this event, I got to meet one of my mentors. Stephanie wasn't there, so I got to meet her upline, who is at the tip top of the company, and I got to chat with her. And I was like, "So, like, how did you do this? What did you do to be so successful?" And she chatted with me a bit, and she whispered in my ear like what she made in a month, and I fell out of my chair, figuratively, because it was more than what my husband and I were making like in a month, in like a great month, And so I went home and I was inspired. I was like on fire, and I chatted with Stephanie, and we set a plan, because my dream was to be right there with them. And in 6 months after leaving, I had sold $15,000 of Posh. That's a lot of Posh. And I was starting to grow my team. I think I might have had 10 women at the time, at that 6 month, that was almost a year at that point. And I realized like if I kept going and I kept building this, then I could just keep doing it and keep growing, and then grow myself out of my day job, which I'm not there yet. I'm still working, but in the time that I've been here, I have promoted to be a leader in the company, and it's something that I'm super excited about. And I lead a team. We're going straight to the top. That's what Steph and I always say. And I'm so passionate about this because of how it's changed my life and how it's changed my family's financial future. A really quick anecdote is that, my family, we decided to move away from Iowa and move back to Orlando. And our house still hasn't sold. It's been on the market for 6 months, and we are about to move into an apartment and have to pay our mortgage. And a really amazing thing happened is I got to look at my husband and say, I'm pretty sure I can pay our mortgage with Posh. And he looked at me and he was like, what? And I was like, yep, I'm pretty sure I can pay our mortgage with Posh. And, that was a moment where I got to bring something to my husband and just say, look what I've done. Everything that you have supported me in and built me up, I get to help you now. And it was just like, I'm like chills right now, because it's just like, as a woman, we don't get to feel that feeling enough. And that's what this business has done for me. And so, this has given me some of my best friendships. There are women on this team, shout out Jen, that I literally talk to every single day. This business has pulled me out of my darkest days, the moments when I've been in my deepest depressions, and it's given me something to work for and be happy about and just have joy. And so I'm really passionate about sharing this with, women to know that you have this and you have this capability, and Posh is a vehicle that you can utilize in your own life.